Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Sport This Week video. And in today's video I've got basketball, tennis, rugby, football, NFL, boxing, UFC. I think that's all the news. If you're new around here though and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. Well, actually before I get straight into it, you could probably tell my voice isn't the best. So I'm gonna try my best to get through this. But yeah, I have kind of lost my voice a bit, so let me off a little bit, please. So yeah, starting off this week though, I'm gonna start off with the tennis news. It was the Open de France, and Zverev and Melo lost 2-0 versus Ehrlich and Roger Vasselin. Zverev won 2-0 versus McDonald. Zverev won 2-0 versus Manarino. Zverev won 2-0 versus Ymer. Herbert and Mahut won 2-1 versus Glasspool and Hilevara to win the doubles Open de France. And Zverev lost 2-0 versus Bublik to win the Open de France. So yeah, unfortunate for Zverev, but congratulations to the winners. Moving on to the rugby news now. It was the start of the Six Nations. Ireland won 29-7 versus Wales. Scotland won 20-17 versus England, and France won 37-10 versus Italy. And yes, I'll be keeping up to date with that big tournament. Moving on to the basketball news now. 76ers won 122-119 versus Grizzlies. Clippers lost 122-116 versus Pacers. So Celtics won 122-92 versus Heat. Heat lost 110-106 versus Raptors. Bulls won 126-115 versus Magic. 76ers lost 106-103 versus Wizards. Celtics won 113-107 versus Hornets. Lakers won 99-91 versus Blazers. Heat won 112-95 versus Spurs. Bulls lost 127-120 versus Raptors. Clippers won 111-110 versus Lakers. Bulls won 122-113 versus Pacers. Celtics won 102-93 versus Pistons. 76ers won 107-98 versus Mavericks. Heat won 104-84 versus Hornets. Lakers won 122-113 versus Knicks. 76ers won 119-108 versus Bulls. And Celtics won 116-83 versus Magic. And yeah, that is all the tennis news. Moving on to the football news, where on the Monday, it was deadline day, and there was a lot of news that went down. Favre has joined Lyon. Alvarez has joined Man City. Rashk has joined Firth. Weghorst has joined Burnley. Ericsson has joined Brentford, and Dombele has joined Lyon. Phillips has joined Bournemouth. Bentancur has joined Spurs. Kulusevski has joined Spurs. Target has joined Newcastle. Gil has joined Valencia. Van der Beek has joined Everton. Zakaria has joined Juventus. Cabral has joined Lazio. Ramsey has joined Rangers. Nice won 6-5 on Pens after drawing 0-0 versus PSG. Byrne has joined Newcastle. Cantwell has joined Bournemouth. Then the window closed, but there was still quite a bit of news which I had to keep to kind of catch up on. So Aubameyang has joined Barcelona. Ali has joined Everton. Woodman has joined Bournemouth. Moore has joined Bournemouth. Dembele has joined Bournemouth. So good transfer window for Bournemouth. Defoe has rejoined Sunderland after his long time out, but he is a big legend there. Panzo has joined Forest. Surridge has joined Forest. Plange has joined Palace. Longstaff has joined Mansfield, which I thought was just an interesting bit of news. Cancelo has signed a 2-year contract extension. Lyon won 2-1 versus Marseille. Ismail has been sacked from West Brom. Goulet is the new CEO for co-CEO for West Brom. Betis won 4-0 versus Sociedad. Bilbao won 1-0 versus Real Madrid. Kovacic has got goal of the month. De Gea got player of the month, and Lage got manager of the month. Middlesbrough won 8-7 on Pens after drawing 1-1 versus Man United. Norwich won 1-0 versus Wolves. Man City won 4-1 versus Fulham. Everton won 4-1 versus Brentford. Palace won 2-0 versus Hartlepool. Southampton won 2-1 versus Coventry. Milan won 2-1 versus Inter. Bayern won 3-2 versus Leipzig. Spurs won 3-1 versus Brighton. Monaco won 2-0 versus Lyon. Liverpool won 3-1 versus Cardiff. Valencia drew 0-0 versus Sociedad. Leverkusen won 5-2 versus Dortmund. Barcelona won 4-2 versus Atletico. Villarreal won 2-0 versus Betis. Forest won 4-1 versus Leicester. PSG won 5-1 versus Lille. Senegal won 4-2 on pens after drawing 0-0 versus Egypt to win the African Cup of Nations. And yeah, that is all the news. Congratulations to Senegal for getting the win. Moving on to the NFL news. Brady has officially announced his retirement. The Washington Commandos is the new name for Washington's American football team, and AFC won 41-35 versus NFC. And next week is the Super Bowl. I will be doing my Super Bowl prediction and my Adesanya versus Whitaker prediction sometime this week. Talking about the UFC, moving on to the UFC news. Luque will rematch Muhammad on the 16th of April. Volkanovski will fight the Korean Zombie on the 9th of April. Sterling will rematch Jan on the 9th of April. Strickland won via decision versus Hermanson. And Maximov won via decision versus Soriano. And moving on to the final sport, which is boxing news. Rodriguez won via decision versus Guadras. And Eubank Jr. won via decision versus Williams. And Ford won via decision versus Vasquez. And yeah, that is all the news this week. Hope you have enjoyed. Like the video if you didn't like the video. Subscribe if you're new. And thanks for watching.